Hello, welcome back to EPG. I'm, of course, Greg, your host. In a surprise to nobody, especially the brilliant people that are following this channel, the EES system, the entry and exit system for the EU, has been having serious problems. Incredible, fantastic, huge, terrible problems. So basically, they have taken away the people that stamp your passports and all that fun stuff, and have put up biometric kiosks. So people need to go ahead and get their pictures or their faces scanned. They need to get their fingerprints scanned, and they only have so many kiosks that work. So if you imagine what took about maybe 30 seconds to go through a passport line, now it takes about 90 seconds, and you multiply that by 200 people, and it can get pretty time consuming. Also, some of the kiosks break down. There are not enough staff around to help people. So it's turning into a really big problem for people who are not part of the EU that are trying to enter. One story is that there was a flight that took off that had 156 people on it, at least booked, and 126 were delayed, and the flight had to take off anyway. So 126 people were left stranded at the airport because the security apparatus was not helping them get through security. So, as I said, this is a big problem. This is a big problem for EU airlines, and they have actually petitioned the EU to cease the EES system until they get the bugs worked out, especially considering that it is millions of people are going to be traveling to Europe this year during the summer. But there is some things that you can do. Not all of them are good options, but yeah, if you are traveling to the EU, it's probably a good idea to arrive to the airport very, very early. I'm talking like 4 hours early, so that way you can queue up and, use these machines if they're available and not miss your flight. They say that they're having problems at certain kind of traffic points, and also the fact that because it's the EU and you have a lot of different countries that are all kind of vying for the same thing, some are up to date on the criteria that needs to happen, others are not. So the thing is that you have a lot of different countries that are all trying to do the same thing. Some of them are better at it than others. And thus, there are a lot of problems that are being made. And one of the big ones would be if you were to enter a country and then not have a system set up to mark your exit. You could inadvertently, by their own system, say that you've stayed in the country longer than your tourist visa. The EU is pushing back and saying that they've already stopped people who should not be entering the Eurozone, a couple thousand people that were turned away. Another thing that they are saying is that, especially with the biometric scanning, is that people who have multiple passports, they are being turned away if they overstay their tourist visa because it's about photo recognition of fingerprints, not really something that is available on a regular old passport. So the EU is pushing back, and the flights are pushing back, and basically consumers are being caught in the middle. So again, if you are traveling to the EU from a non-EU country, be sure to give plenty of time when you go to the airport to make sure that you make your flight and are not stranded. Also, check your ticket to see if there are any kind of reimbursement stuff with the EES packages. Yeah, your airlines could end up helping you out if you happen to be stranded. So, always, especially if you're traveling internationally, always good to check the news, especially in the country that you're traveling to see, if there's any pertinent travel news. So thank you very much for your time, and get out there.